Alright, hello and welcome. Baro is back, so let's take a look at his stuff.
You're a tenor of greater tastes. I can tell just by looking at you.
Okay, so first things first, he has his new Sundana. So we will be buying that and taking a look at it, of course. Then we have the entire shock set. Half of this can be only bought from Baro, the other half of it can be farmed. From the hive missions, the caches on hive missions will drop them. They'll just, there you go. That's what it is. I don't remember exactly which ones. I always have a terrible time remembering which ones come from which. But yeah, there you go. Information on that. I'm pretty sure Jolt is one of the ones you can only get from Baro. Would highly suggest picking it up because Jolt is incredibly useful. Moving on from that, we've got Prime Reach. Yeah, you should get Prime Reach. This is like really good. It's an amazing mod. You should absolutely pick up Prime Reach if you do not have it. Prime Reach is amazing. I use this on most melee weapons. Very close to all. It is an outstanding mod. Then we have Prisma Shade. Shade's good. Prisma Shade is better. Pretty much as simple as that. Shade is a good sentinel. This is the Prisma version of Shade. I think he looks really nice, and we will show how he looks whenever we get back to the ship. This is definitely worth it, and it's worth noting that he is also worth 9,000 mastery because he comes with his weapon. So, very worth it to pick up if you're just looking for the mastery as well. And then we have the Prisma Mech Head, which is not new. I just haven't picked it up before. I guess I'll pick it up today just because it's here. I don't think it looks that great, but I'll show it off anyway. We'll show it on Prisma Shade. Prisma Veritux, this is an Arcwing weapon, and it's not a Centaur. Centaur is the best Arcwing melee, bar none. So, this is mastery fodder, essentially, because Arcwing is played so little. If you're going to get another weapon for it, you might as well get the best weapon, because they're not that hard to get. So, this ends up just being mastery. Prisma Gurkata, this weapon is fantastic. It competes with Soma Prime. That says a lot. It is really nice. It's a very, very good weapon that you should probably pick up. It's a little expensive on the Dooku cost, but it's nice. Then we have the Xiphos Prisma Skin, which we can just show off here. All of the Prisma Skins for the ships look fantastic. I like all of them, but obviously you can see here if you like it. They color really, really well, and they go into like golds and stuff very easily. If you were looking to do kind of a prime looking setup like I normally do on my stuff. Other than that, 3-day credit booster I probably wouldn't suggest. This is just too many ducats for that. But if you're really looking for a credit booster, you can do that. So I'm going to buy these two things I don't have, and then we'll go show them off. Alright, so now let's show some of this stuff off. This Sundana is real good. I like it quite a bit already. It is, it's kind of Nasaru-like. It's like the Nasaru Sundana a little bit in terms of like how it's placed. It's kind of like this one. And I really like the Nasaru Sundana. So this one is really nice. And I think it colors pretty well. I'm going to show it as a bunch of random colors, and then I'll show it in probably the colors I would put it in, the like kind of prime setup I usually go with, because I think it's going to suit that very, very well. But let's go through some colors and see how this thing looks. Yeah, I think this thing colors pretty well. It is, it's pretty strong, I think. So, one second, I'm going to throw this into, like, kind of the prime color setup and see how it looks. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. That's nice. That's a nice looking Sundana. That's really good. I like that quite a bit. That's a good Sundana. I really like in the kind of middle part here where it's got the little Katir symbol like hanging down and it kind of sways like separately from the piece itself. Really enjoying that. Think it's really cool. Really nice Sindana. This might be the best Katir Sindana now. I think this is probably the best one for me at this point, just because it's not as like overly large as a lot of the other ones are. Really, really nice. Pretty happy with this. Moving on though, let's check out Prisma Shade. So this is Prisma Shade, just at base, and we're gonna show a bunch of colors on him. He looks fine. He's just like normal body and stuff. He's just got like some different color channels and all that business, and is Prisma. So let's go through some of that, and then we will show the mech head. Yeah, really nice colors there. All of the Prisma things tend to color really, really well, so that's to be expected here. And then with the mech head, it looks like this. I think it's kind of just, eh. I've never really liked this piece, even the regular one, but let's show some colors off for it. Alright, so that's that. This is a definite improvement over the regular mech head, that's for sure, as most Prisma things are visually. So that'll do it for the cosmetics and stuff we got. Pretty good haul overall. I'm really enjoying the new item. That's most of why it's a good haul for me. I'll say that, definitely. But there are a lot of good items in there too. Prime Breach, all the electric mods. Electric status mods, that is. So, with that, let's head on over to console and see how they did today. Alright, so here we are over on console.
I can see you're no stranger to finer things.
For this, there's a couple of things that I probably would have been a little bit more positive on before, but given today's inventory on PC, I'm not going to. So, fair warning on that, I guess. First things first, though, we've got the band mods. These are technically fine. They're technically alright mods. The thing that makes these not alright is the enormous investment to make them worth it. Because these are a damage increase in quite a few cases, but they cost 40k endo per. And they cost 14 to put into a weapon. And they only work per one faction each, and there's no corrupted bane. So, these are a very expensive way to increase your DPS not very much. So, keep that in mind, but they are fine. They're fine. On the other hand, we have Prime Morphic Transformer. So, this, I mean, look, it's an Arcwing Prime mod. There's no real reason to do Arcwing stuff outside of leveling it, where you're not going to be using this Prime mod unless you're forming, and at that point, whatever, you're probably never going to die in Arcwing anyway. And this is fine. But even if you were doing Jordas Verdict every single day, you will never actually really get use out of this mod. There's just not enough reason to play Arcwing and enough reason to be strong in Arcwing for this to be necessary. So yeah. Then we've got a 3-day affinity booster, which is fine if you're going to go on a big leveling spree. It seems like a thing that would make sense to pick up. Otherwise, we have the Katir Kuber armor, which I like quite a bit and have shown off in the past. The Katir arrow skin, which is great. One of the better arrow skins, for sure. And then we have the Katir Dyax Sindana, which, until recently, I would have said was the best of the normal Katir Sindanas. The only one that was better than this was the Solstice one, which is Christmas only, for me anyway. But that new Sindana, that Razza, is real good, and you guys are probably going to be getting it in 2 or 3 Baro visits. So maybe just wait for that. Otherwise, this is still a really good Sindana that I like quite a bit and have shown off in the past. Otherwise, we have the Provo Vandal. This is just mastery. It's just mastery fodder. treat it as such. If you're gonna spend 410 ducats on mastery, you already know if you're gonna do that or not. Next is fur pattern. I think this is probably the best fur pattern for Kubrows. It looks very, very nice. I would probably suggest getting that if you like Kubrows, because it's pretty cheap. And then we have the Corrupted Bombard Spectre blueprint. This is trash. Trash. 100. What? 100 ducats for a non-reusable blueprint. What? Absolutely not. This thing's not even useful. Fuck this thing. Do not waste your fucking time getting this. It is a just trash heap thing. If it was reusable, it would actually be like, oh yeah, cool, okay, sure. That's a fun thing. But it's not. So fuck this thing. And then we have Prime Cryo rounds, which you may be surprised to hear is not that useful. There's just not enough rifles that want cold damage. In fact, there's very, very few rifles that are going to use cold damage outside of parties where you're going to go with full corrosive projection and then you're going to bring viral. That being said, if you're going to go full corrosive projection and you're going to bring viral, this damage increase doesn't fucking matter at all. So you can bring this, and you can like have it and level it, and it will be technically better in those situations. But in those situations, you will almost never need this damage anyway. So it's worth picking up, but I don't really think that there's a big use case for this mod. And it's kind of boring as a Prime mod, but that was more of a thing on release. It's just a Prime mod that's around now. So that's console. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.